I have a cushion this week, so hopefully my eyes won't hurt. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are. Welcome back to another superhero video. I'm very excited about today's superhero, anti-hero, villain, I don't know. Just exciting. Our character is a little bit complicated in like where she sits on the superhero villain scale. I think a lot of people call her an anti-villain, though she doesn't really like to be called a hero. So our character today is extremely likable and has a massive fan base that has built up in recent years. And I actually attribute her to getting me into comics. I also like to say that I was a fan of her before she was cool, so I'm an original fan, so back off haters. Our supervillain, anti-hero, hero today is actually Harley Quinn! Yes. Super big fan. I love her so much. Okay, let's get into it. Harley, 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 Harley. Dr. Harleen Frances Quinzel was not actually created for comic books. She was spawned from the imaginations of Paul Dini and Bruce Timm for the Batman the Animated Series TV show. So Harleen was actually based off of a real person, a person that Paul Dini actually knew. So this person was Arlene Sorkin, who was an actress on Days of Our Lives. And the direct inspiration for Harley was actually pulled from Days of Our Lives. Arlene Sorkin was in a dream sequence, and in that dream sequence she was dressed up as a jester, and that was the original inspiration for Harley Quinn. So Harley Quinn's first comic appearances respectively were in the Batman Adventures, issue 12 in 1993, and then in Batman Harley Quinn issue 1 in 1999. So Harley Quinn is most notable for being the Joker's sidekick, henchwoman, and love interest, if you could actually say that the Joker was interested. So her origins have her as a psychiatrist at Arkham Asylum when the Joker was having one of his brief stays there. Harley, having become fascinated with the Joker, volunteered to help cure him. So I use air quotes because we all know that the Joker is never going to be cured, so cured. Anyway, during one of Dr. Harleen and the Joker's sessions, the Joker uses his manipulation skills to the ultimate max and actually gets Dr. Quinzel to fall in love with him. Madly in love with him. Do you get what I did there? Yeah? No? Harley's origin comic story is actually called Mad Love, so it's not really funny. Moving on. Okay, so he convinces Harley to help him escape, and this is actually a reoccurring thing that happens quite frequently. So she dons the first Harley Quinn costume, which is the black and red onesie suit, and she becomes Harley Quinn and breaks him out of Arkham. That's basically her origins. It's not a lot because it was created for a 30-minute animated episode for children, so there's not a lot of details in there. The Mad Love comics does go into a little more detail, but not a whole bunch. It's just basically that. So after this breakout, Harley enters a really abusive relationship with the Joker. It's not something to fantasize about. Just to put that out there for all you people who are like, I want a Joker to my Harley after the Suicide Squad movie. No. No, you don't. You do not want a Joker to your Harley. No. For most of Harley's comic career, she is seen beside the Joker. Though even before the first DC reboot, Harley had been putting distance between herself and the Clown Prince of Crime. She had her own self-titled series running from 2001 to 2003. In this, she starts her own gang and has a few little misadventures, but she ends up ultimately fleeing Gotham to Metropolis with her best friend, Poison Ivy. So she does eventually come back to Gotham and she has a few more adventures. She even goes on an adventure with Batman. That adventure is basically Harley comes back to Gotham and commits herself to Arkham because she realizes she needs help. And there she does get better. She becomes quite good, actually. This is when her anti-hero, hero storylines actually start. So she believes she's better, and so she starts applying for parole to the Arkham board, which Bruce Wayne is actually chief of, and he is the one that keeps denying her parole. She ends up getting kidnapped by the new ventriloquist who wants to team up with her. She refuses because she knew the original ventriloquist and actually really liked him and does not like the new one. And so she ends up teaming up with Batman to take out the new ventriloquist, and that's when Bruce Wayne is like, you know what, okay? And he gives her parole and she's let loose. Not really loose, let free. Another notable thing about Harley before any of the reboots was she was a part of the Gotham City Sirens, along with Poison Ivy and Catwoman, all of whom are actually known for kind of flipping between being good guys and bad guys. Poison Ivy more sticks to the evil, but she's known to help out. Catwoman, obviously, doing whatever the fuck she wants. So they all end up actually moving in together and going on adventures together, doing a lot of cool fun stuff, until Harley decides she wants to break into Arkham to kill the Joker as revenge. But when she breaks in, she changes her tune and helps the Joker escape and take over Arkham. This meaning that Harley effectively betrayed the Sirens, and Catwoman, not being impressed at all with this, decides to team up with Batman to help put the Joker and Harley away and restore Arkham. Yeah. So later Poison Ivy breaks into Harley's cell to kill her for her betrayal of the Sirens. But they kind of come to an agreement that if Ivy helps Harley escape, Harley will help Ivy kill Catwoman because Catwoman betrayed both of the girls by going to Batman. And none of them like Batman, apart from Catwoman. So they both go and find Catwoman and attempt to kill her. That doesn't work out, and they actually nearly reconcile with each other until Batman shows up to take Ivy and Harley away. So Catwoman decides to help them escape, and that's basically where the Sirens end, because that's where the New 52 starts. This is when the really popular reincarnation of Harley is based off of. Like, this is where she starts and what a lot of media Harley is based off of. Because this is when Harley actually joins the Suicide Squad. Well, you can't say join. She was forced into it because they all have bombs in their heads. She's actually one of the few consistent members that is in the Suicide Squad. She's always there, along with Deadshot and Captain Boomerang. They're there consistently. The team is basically, if you don't know, made up of supervillains who are forced together to go on fatal missions that, basically no one else will do because it'll kill them. Because these supervillains are expendable. And so, in Harley fashion, Harley actually does betray the Suicide Squad when she thinks that the Joker is dead. And she does some real stuff. So, yeah. She does eventually find out that the Joker is not dead, and he convinces her to help him in his, you know, death of the family story plan. The Joker wants to kill the Bat family to, I don't know, make the Batman see that he is his family. It's weird, it's crazy. Here it is. That is Batman, death of the family. One of them. Harley gets real f***ed over by the Joker in this story series and really does realise that this Joker isn't the same Joker that she fell in love with. She did fall in love with him. There's no air quotes to that. She fell in love with him. And this is when Harley distances herself from nearly everything Batman related and gets another solo series where she just does her own thing. No Batman characters associated whatsoever. This is actually the series that I think a lot of people like about Harley, because this is the series where she teams up with Power Girl and becomes Power Girl's sidekick for a while. It's truly an entertaining series, so I recommend that. Also in this series she enters a relationship with Poison Ivy. It doesn't last very long because after a few whole universe crises, the Rebirth reboot happens. So for all you Harley Quinn Poison Ivy shippers, it's not happening anymore, I'm sorry. Okay, so in this Rebirth reboot, Harley is back in the Suicide Squad and is a recurring character. And that's kind of where we're at the moment. I know she does a lot of just some solo stuff and she can pop up in Gotham every now and again, but her main appearances are very much Suicide Squad related, especially after the Suicide Squad film came out. So Harley Quinn has 3 major costumes or appearances, like looks wise, not situation appearances. Her first is her original classic look, which is the hat, jester hat, white collar with the black and red onesie. It's the jester look, and that is classic Harley. That's what people refer to as classic Harley. Look 2 is the New 52 look. She had dyed her hair half black, half red. She had bleach white skin after being pushed into the same vat of chemicals the Joker had been pushed into. So she had bleach white skin and she wore like a black and red corset top with tight red and black pants and boots. And then she's got her Rebirth look, kind of 52 look. This is the look that has come in mainly because of the film. Obviously it's the red and blue booty shorts with the fishnet stockings, the Little Monster t-shirt, bomber jacket, and bleach blonde hair with blue and pink dip dyed tips. Harley's abilities aren't really like, she doesn't really have powers as such. She's just very talented and has had right circumstances around her to be able to achieve some of this. So one of her main abilities is that she is actually immune to every natural toxin because of Poison Ivy. Poison Ivy did help her become immune to it all. Harley is also immune to Joker gas from being around it all the time. Harley Quinn is also a trained gymnast, so she's very flexible, very athletic, can tumble and all that kind of stuff. She is also extremely smart, not like genius level smart, but she did earn a PhD in psychiatry, so she is pretty intelligent. And she also has a slight immunity to mind control. People put this down to her being a little bit insane. So as I've mentioned before, Harley Quinn is very, very popular and has appeared in quite a lot of other media than comics. I shall list a few of them. I can't and won't list all of the media she's been in because she's been in a lot. I tell you, like, it's crazy how much she's been in. Okay, so in animated TV, other than Harley's original TV series, Batman the Animated Series, Harley has been in The Batman, Batman the Brave and the Bold, and Justice League Action. In animated film, Harley has been in a lot. So much. So here are just some of her more notable movies. Batman Assault on Arkham, Batman and Harley Quinn, Suicide Squad, Hell to Pay, and the Lego Movie 2. Harley Quinn has had a live-action TV show appearance in Arrow, and then of course she has her big role in the live-action movie Suicide Squad. Okay, so Harley Quinn has also been in a ton of video games. So this is also just going to be a more notable appearance for her because I can't list them all. It'd take forever. So here's just a few of her notable video game appearances. Harley has been in the DC Universe Online, in the Batman Arkham franchise, in the Injustice franchise, and also has had a few appearances in Lego games. Okay, so Harley Quinn has seriously blown up in the last few years. I put that down to her being so relatable. It sounds weird saying that you can be relatable to an insane character, but she's just so likable and perky, and I don't know, when she's on her own and separated from the Joker, she is very entertaining and is a very light-hearted character in that sense. And then she also has her more complicated, intense story arcs that I think just captivate a lot of people. She is so complex yet so likable that she is a great starting point for anyone who wants to get into comics, especially girls. So I think that's part of the reason she has grown up, because girls see her and just fall in love. Okay, so that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. I certainly did. So, if you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. Ring that bell for notifications. I have officially decided on a video schedule thing. I'm kind of scared to say it, but this is kind of what I'm going to stick to. I'm going to have Harry Potter, Game of Thrones mesh of random videos on Tuesdays, and I will have a superhero video or supervillain video every Friday. So I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.